Welcome to Veteach. Today we are going to discuss about the topic Internet Control Message Protocol. So before going to discuss about the Internet Control Message Protocol, it is very important to know what is the Address Resolution Protocol, what is the Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. These kind of protocols are used in network layer. These all are said to be coming Internet protocols for accessing the network layer to the network, and with the kind of protocols how the data is transmitted exactly between the sender and receiver. So these all are come under internet protocol. So internet protocol is nothing but some kind of rules and regulations which are designed by the TCP IP or UDP IP. Basic protocols or IPv4, IPv6. So while accessing IPv4, IPv6, the basic protocols are address resolution protocol, dynamic host control protocol, third one internet control message protocol. In address resolution protocol, it defines the medium access control between the host and other systems. Coming to the dynamic host configuration, each and every time it designs duplicate ID, it identifies the client, it identifies the server, it controls the entire system. Coming to the control message protocol, whenever the sender wants to send the information through a particular router, but the delivery is not possible, so there is a error. So how there is a kind of error, the delivery is not possible, so the ICMP identifies what is the basic problem, what is the cause, why the message is not delivered exactly, and it designs another IP, it identifies the routing path for the successful transmission. So ARP DCHP is a DHCP dynamic host control protocol are completely different as compared to ICMP. Simple. ICMP, it is a network layer protocol. It is a network layer protocol used for error handling in the network layer. Here the primary usage of the network devices is where we can use the ICMP is in the routers. So the complete control, the transmission of message is designed by the router. The router identifies which is the path for the transmission. So as different types of errors can exist in the network layer, so ICMP can be used to report these errors. For example, already we discussed, some sender wants to send the message to some destination, but the router could not send the message to the destination. So in this case, the router sends the message to the sender that I could not send the message to the destination. The ICMP identifies. Simple. The sender wants to send the data message to some destination, but the router could not send the message to the destination. In this case, the router replies, I could not send the message, I could not send the message to the destination. So in these particular cases, ICMP identifies. So what is the position of the exact position of the router, what is the technical problem evolved in the router, how it will be dissolved. Simple, the ICMP resides in the internet protocol. Position of ICMP, here the ARP MAC address, this is internet protocol. Next one is said to be the ICMP. So the network layer, each and every time, whether the message is transmitted successfully or not, the data is transmitted successfully or not, the packet is transmitted successfully or not by the router, is each and every time verified by the ICMP thing. So internet control message protocol. So the network layer itself, MAC address, IP address, the MAC address accessing, IP address transmission defining representation, finally it is followed by the ICMP. So here the kind of replies coming from the router, while the ICMP messages are usually divided into two categories: error reported, query messages. So error reported messages are different with respect to query. Simple. Type 3, the router send type 3 error, a destination unreachable. The meaning is destination unreachable. Type 4, error responding message, source quench. Type 11, time exceeds, the transmission time is exceeds. 12, parameter problem. 5, redirection. Coming to query, 8 or 0, echo request or reply. 13 or 14 timestamp request or reply. So these are the different codes in ICMP. There are two types. One is set with the error reporting messages, second one is set with the query messages. Whenever with respect to the type, we can identify the problem, then we can resolve the problem. Coming to the error reporting messages, what is error reporting message, what is query messages? The error reporting messages means the router encounters a problem whenever it processes in IP packet, then it report a message. So the router encounters a problem when it processes the IP packet. Coming to query, the query messages are those messages that help the host to get the specific information another host. So the query is entirely different with respect to the error report. Error reporting message is by the problem of the router, but coming to query, it is the problem of the host. For example, there are a client and server, and client wants to know whether the server is live or not, then it sends the ICMP message to the server. So this is completely between the host and server, client and server, but the system error reporting message is entirely different. It is by the router. So how the ICMP message format itself consists of 8 bits. What are the 8 bits? Next 8 bits, next 8 bits. Two things. One is a category that tells us the type of the message. Is it query, or is it error reporting message, or it is query message? Second thing, if the message of error type, the error message contains the type of the code is 13, 8, 14 like that. The type of the defines the type of the message, while code defines the subtype of the message. Simple. It depends type, query type, or query representation, or end reporting message. The first thing. Second thing is said to be the code. Finally, rest of the header data section, it consists of the checksum. So the ICMP message contains the following fields. The first thing is simply said to be the first one. The category that tells the category is simply said to be the error reporting message or query message. Second one, what is the type? Third one, what is the message? What is the message? 8 bits, 8 bits, 8 total 32 bits. Type, in this 8 field, it defines the ICMP message type. The values range from 0 to 127 are defined ICMP 6. The values from 128 to 255 are the informational message. Coming to the code, it is an 8-bit field that defines the subtype. Subtype means 13, 12, whatever it may be. Coming to checksum, it is a 16-bit field to detect whether the error exists in the message or not. It is checksum, it is a 16-bit field to detect whether the error exists in the message or not. So two kinds of representations, or three kinds of representation. The format itself consists, one is what kind of type. The type may be itself error reporting message or query message. Error reporting message is generated by the router. Query message is generated by the server client host. So error type reporting message or query message is first identified. Then what is the exact type? What if the message of error type, the error message contain the type and the code. The type defines the type of the message, while the code itself defines the subtype of the message. So totally it defines type representation, it defines code, it defines checksum. So with this ICMP, the successful transmission is always possible, because it each and every time identifies what is the exact problem, where the exact the problem. So the protocols always checks where is the exact problem. It always find the problem and resolve as early as possible for the successful transmission of the data. So there are three kinds of protocols are used in internet protocol things. Whatever is the version, it may be IPv4 or IPv6. There are address resolution protocol. There are different types of address resolution protocols. Next, dynamic host control protocol. In dynamic host control protocol, the important things are said to be the components. Finally, ICMP. What is ICMP format? It is end type or query. It is coming to end representation. What are the basic types? What are the meanings? So it always identify the problem and resolve the problem. This is the concept of ICMP. Thank you.